Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Major HIT-40AR8 is what this is. This is a Adams Rite AR lock installation aid is what it is. This also includes a HIT-22. There's a separate video on just the HIT-22, which not everything that Major does, I say, wow, that's brilliant. It all is. But the HIT-22, I can tell you from personal experience, if there's one thing that gets people nervous about prepping doors with function holes, it's that cylinder hole being off by 1/8 of an inch, because it might as well be off by 1/2 of an inch at that point. And the HIT-22 just so elegantly solves that. That's brilliant, the person who came up with that. So a HIT-40AR8, what is that? Well, it's this. It's this black aluminum plate with 3 holes in it. 2 drill bushings in a hole. Give you some basic dimensional properties. The overall height of this plate, about 4 inch. The overall width, about 2 inch. The thickness, it's about 3/8. The HIT-22 is this part. There is a disc or an insert. It's going to look like that or like that, really. It's going to have a handle with a threaded tip on it. That's going to go here. It's going to have a 1/4 inch rod. That's a pilot is really what it is. Okay. How you go about using this, let's talk about that now. We'll start with talking about what it is used for. Let's talk about that. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. So what is it used for? What it's used for is this. You have a Adams Rite 4510, a 47, a 4900, a latch. And you have either a keyed thumb turn on the inside, you have a keyed cylinder on the inside, or you have a thumb turn. And you are usually required, or you desire to remove that and replace it with an Adams Rite 4560 or a 4590 lever or paddle. You're required to do it. There's times when customers have called and said they're just pulling out their hair, don't want to do that, and the inspector was here, this cylinder on the inside, this double cylinder on the inside has to go, this is an exit door, and they will let me put the lever on. Okay, great. You're going to remove that cylinder, you're going to put on a lever. Well, this tool allows you to do that. So you're required to do it, or you desire to do it. You no longer need a key cylinder or a thumb turn, and you just want the convenience of a lever, and that's the desire part. And in effect, what happens is you remove the cylinder, you install the HIT-22 right inside of the area where you would thread that cylinder in, then in the edge of the lock you tighten that set screw and it'll hold the disc in there. But before you install that down into that 45 series lock, you thread the handle in so that you can stick it in the lock, tighten the set screw, and then once that disc is tight, you remove the handle, is what you do. Okay, now this is captured in the lock. Well, that's cool. What you do at that point is the rod will go in, the pilot rod, into the center hole, and then your plate comes over. Okay, now you know exactly where to drill those holes. You'll use a combination square on the edge of your door to make sure that that is true plumb level and square, just like we like a door, and then you'll mark and drill your holes. You're done. So, not a big deal operation. Really not one that I would necessarily buy a tool for, because I could kind of use the 4560 escutcheon for doing that. But this tool is going to is going to permit you two things. the end result is you will be spot on. That's number 2. Number 1 is with most tools from major and all locksmithing tool related type of companies is that, and I've said it before, it allows you to ritualize the process. If you yourself or me myself aren't going to be the people doing it, if I have an understanding of how to do it, but I'm going to delegate the actual work to someone else, if that person I'm delegating to doesn't have 3 decades of experience talking about this hardware, doing the work, you know, the old saying, your mileage may vary. So this allows you to ritualize the process because it's step 1. You know, remove the cylinder. Step 2, put the handle in. Step 3, tighten it in. Step 4, 5, drill your holes, you're done. Combination square. So it allows you to make it into steps where you don't, frankly, you don't have to think, you just have to follow steps. You have to do each step. So that's where this comes in. And, you know, you could have a job where you've got 50 of these to do, and you've got 3 people that are going to do it, and they have very little experience. They might be really good at laying floors, but don't have any hardware experience. This, you could say, here's how you do it, go through it a couple of times, here are the instructions, follow through it on your phone, whatever you'd like to do. Let's switch to the screen view, and now we'll do an official walk through the installation instructions. I believe it'll just be a longer version of what I just said, so let's do that now. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it. Okay, here's the item that we're looking at. HIT-40AR8. Drill guide for Adams Rite 4560 and 4590 paddles. So the 4560 is a lever handle. It's a reasonably commercial duty lever handle. I don't suggest that people treat those as commercial duty because they get a little loose on you. 4650. Adams Rite. $45.60. Okay. $45.60. Yep. They get a little loose on you, but they're, you know, pretty typical. The 4590 is a push-pull paddle, depending on, you know, if you're, you know, pushing the door away from you or you're pulling it towards you. It's used to help install either of these. You know, given, you know, the steps that I had went through before, you'll be able to successfully do that. So drill guide for installing the 2 trims that we just discussed. Installation is fast and accurate. Accurate, most definitely. You can add a lever or a paddle, push-pull paddle, existing lock, removing the inside thumb turn or a cylinder. It includes the HIT-22. You click on that link, it's going to pull up the HIT-22 and its video. Allowing you to install, you know, using the locating pin onto a locating pin. I said pilot. Mounting holes are located through the 2 hardened drill bushings in the template. After the holes are drilled, remove the template, tap the holes. You'll have to tap the holes to install that hardware, the 4560 or the 4590. When installing a paddle, remove the lock, re-drill the holes to 17/64ths, and then you're going to insert the threaded posts and install the lock and paddle. So the 4590 has a mounting post that comes with it, and that picture doesn't do it much justice, but the installation instructions will. There are the mounting posts. Okay. And that's what you run, you know, the base over and then the 2 screws. That's what they're referring to there. Sold as each. When you buy one, we'll ship you one. I have some photographs here. That's what you get. That's the actual hardware that you receive. Different view of the material. That's the HIT-22. All the installation instructions that you get. Lots of paperwork. And that's it. Now let's go through the installation instructions. And they are indeed linked down below. These installation instructions touch on the HIT-40AR8. Separate installation instructions just for those. So there's your existing prep. That's what you want to do. Swap one for the other. You're going to remove the armor front, or what they're calling faceplate. You're going to loosen the set screw that holds the cylinder on and remove that. You're going to insert the threaded handle into the disc. And using the HIT-22 handle, insert the disc and then tighten the cylinder set screw here so that you hold it in place. It's going to occupy the identical place where your cylinder was. Then you insert the pilot rod or the drill blank or the dowel pin. Put the 1/4-inch dowel pin in the HIT-22 guide, just like they're showing here. Slide your HIT-40AR8 over it. Combination square, engineer square. Make that perfect. Hold firmly to the door. They want a number 21 drill bit. 21 is a numbered size. Numbered sizes are far more accurate versus fractional sizes when you're trying to hit a specific size. But that hardware is obviously intended for a number 21. Major obviously determined found out what that was. When drilling this hole, use caution. When drilling through the door to avoid damage to the mounting bracket inside, what they're saying is this. This top hole, you're probably not going to hit anything. But maybe you will. Depending on how this has been held in the door, you might hit some hardware in there. Same goes with the hole at the bottom. If you continue to drill, you're going to hit the lock body. So you're really going to want to make sure that you are just getting in and stopping. Once you've got that top hole drilled, take a second number 21 drill bit and put the reverse end of the drill into the hole. And that's going to really keep your template now perfectly in alignment. You're then going to drill the bottom hole. The problem is you can't remove the lock body from the door because you need the disc secured to the lock body so that the dowel pin, you get the picture. If installing a paddle, go to page 4 for the rest of the install. If you're installing the lever, here we go. Drill and tap your holes as necessary. It's a 1032 tap. Remove your disc. You first install the handle, then remove the disc by loosening the set screw. You'll install your cam plug, which will come with the 4560. Once you've set it to the proper handing, those are handed. You have to arrange it correctly. You'll tighten your cam disc. You've got your 2 little metal posts that go in there and that help keep this from rotating. Simply use the screws with your 4560, tighten. I would use thread lock, and you're done. You can see how you can see how this allows you to ritualize the process. You follow the steps. Obviously when they've got the handle and threaded into the disc and they don't say it, you obviously need to do that. If you're going to put the push-pull paddle, the lock body now gets to come out. Okay, once you've got your holes drilled, re-drill them to 17/64. Your mounting posts are going to come. They're held on with the 1/4 28 hex nuts that are included with the hardware, the 4590. Reinstall the lock body because now you've got the mounting posts installed. Your cam plug goes in. You secure it with the set screw. You get your mounting escutcheon attached. These screws go into the mounting posts. Then, because your cam plug is already arranged for the proper operation, whether it be push or pull, left or right, you attach that. Very simple to get that attached. There's an axle or a pin that goes in there. There's a screw that holds it in. Put your decal on. That will come with a decal. You'll notice it's not installed here. And voila. As Major says, that's all there is to it. What they don't have on this set of instructions is the standard page or so disclaimer. Use ear protection, use eye protection, and I always wear a mask. COVID era apart. I spent years inhaling too much particulate, wood, metal, etc. You don't want to do that. Let's get near the end of this video. There is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page here where you can pull up not only all of the major products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the product catalog. That is a document that I would very much recommend you diving into. I won't in this part of the video, but suffice it to say, there are dozens, scores, heaps and gobs of lock installation aids that are in this book. A lot of security hardware, locksmithing tools, and some unique material only that only Major has. Let's wrap up this video on camera. I'm most definitely an unabashed fan of the material that Major puts together. I've reviewed a lot of it. I understand almost all of it in terms of how it gets installed based on my background, so I can appreciate the time savings, the accuracy that you're able to accomplish. This HIT-22, everyone should own this. Absolutely. Like I said earlier, I don't know if I'd spend the money for this, but I can tell you that if I did, my results would be far superior than me doing one of these. Okay. For me, for my application, I can do one of these. If it's for a customer, I'm obligated to produce the work to the highest caliber of industry standards. Major allows you to do that. Excellent people over at Major. Simple, straightforward, no nonsense. Send them a PO, they ship stuff. Easy. Any questions on the HIT-40AR8 or any other Major product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. You know what's worse than losing your Z-axis on your CNC machine? It's not participating in the Architectural Builders Supply March giveaway. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.